Even in this era of polarized politics, partisans on both the left and right can agree that America has serious problems in desperate need of solutions. The country, as nearly everyone seems to understand, is headed down the wrong track. Yet everywhere we turn, we see elected officials living in a fantasy world, proposing solutions that have nothing to do with our problems. Take the recent example of the fiscal cliff, for instance. We were told that because of America's staggering debt burden, we'd have to rely on a mix of spending cuts and tax increases to begin digging out of our hole. Unsurprisingly, what we got was a package that was heavy on new taxes and virtually free of any spending cuts. And about those taxes, while they will slow economic growth, what they won't do is make much of a dent in our national debt. The amount of new revenue the government is expected to take in over the next 10 years is about the equivalent of the new debt we run up every 5 months. And despite the president's promises that taxes would only be going up for the very wealthy, you may have noticed that your paycheck is already a little bit lighter because they forgot to mention that your payroll taxes were going up as well. As for that spending, well, Congress and the president just couldn't find the time for it, so they delayed addressing budget cuts for another few months. No need to upset the people who live off of the taxpayers, after all. And the president didn't even bother to address the real cause of our coming fiscal crisis, the deep deficits in Medicare and Social Security. Without reforming these programs, we'll all be going off the cliff together sooner or later. This problem isn't just limited to the nation's finances. Our lawmakers supposedly want to curb outbursts of violence, yet they push gun control laws that would have done nothing to prevent them. They supposedly want to make health care more affordable, and then they spend billions more in taxpayer money on it. They claim to want cheaper, more reliable energy, and then they prevent new supplies from coming to market. At every turn, they're more concerned with appearing to do something than doing something that actually helps. When Congress and the president have actual solutions ready, we'll be happy to listen. Until then, we'd advise them to sit down and think about it. Doing nothing may seem like a bad option, but it's a whole lot better than doing more damage to our country. That's this week's Freedom Minute.